So I accidentally woke up at like 6:30 in the morning, and I don't know why I did that. I think it's because I don't know why I got really tired. I just started lifting weights again because the gym opened, so I got really tired and passed out around 11. So I woke up and it was 6:30. I was like, I don't want to go back to sleep because if I go back to sleep, then I'll sleep until noon, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I decided just to wake up, maybe do my makeup. I made some tea, and let's have a little morning chat, shall we? I wanted to talk about, so I have a couple things in the works right now. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm documenting my journey to 50K on TikTok, just documenting my experiences on TikTok. And sorry, this tea is really hot. It's not ready yet. Ugh. So I have that. I have a TikTok paper that I'm working on over the summer for school and for me, I guess now. And this YouTube thing. This morning, what I wanted to talk about was just some things that I learned during the first year of my PhD. And if you're thinking about going to grad school or you're curious about what grad school is like, especially if you're interested in doing a PhD, which is, sorry, the mirror is like behind the ring light, so I'm trying to see, which is like different than, drastically different than pursuing an MBA or a JD. If you are interested, then let's talk about it. So my first year was really interesting, and I think I learned a lot about the academy and academia, and I'm really shocked, sometimes in good ways and bad ways. It's not all bad all the time, but I guess the first thing that I was super shocked about when I first got there is that you actually don't need any teaching qualifications to become a college professor, which is really wild to me, which is probably why we experience, as undergraduate students, we experience so many different styles and pedagogies, because, you know, no one has had any consistent training, and there's no like certification to be a college professor. As long as you have a PhD and like have done some research work, you're eligible to be a professor, which I think is wild. Another thing that I was really shocked about the academy and about higher education is that it's such a social game. Like, it's real, the amount of recommendations, who you get your recommendations from, even for programs that I'm applying to externally. Like, sometimes you need 2-3 recommendations for everything. And I also learned that when you're up for a tenured position, if you want to be a professor, that sometimes you always have to have letters of recommendation, but they can't be from people that you know within your school, which is wild. Isn't that crazy? Like, oh, you need 10 recommendations, but it can't be from anyone you've worked with. So you have to be creating a network outside of school constantly by the end of 5 years, or I guess if you're doing a postdoc, 7 or 8 years, so that you have people that can vouch for you. But they have to be outside of your institution. I don't know if it's your institution or your home school, but either way, that's crazy. And I just don't know if I'm a social person. Don't get me wrong, I'm a social person, but networking is really, really exhausting. Like, when I went to a conference in Barcelona in January, and I had to leave the conference in the middle of the day simply because I was so exhausted from talking to people. And then I didn't know anyone except for one person, but I obviously didn't like cling to her the whole time. And it's an older student in my program, so it was just, I made friends, I did, but it was just exhausting. I don't even know if I'm not really good at makeup. I just decided that I didn't want to look like a bum today, even though I have nothing to do and nowhere to go. But I'll probably end up making TikToks. So I never wear makeup in TikToks, but alas, here we are. You guys can roast my makeup too, and let me know if you have any makeup tips if you do makeup, because my game, ever since I stopped cheerleading, it was slacking. Anyway, so yeah, like, those are two things that really shocked me about academia. And I just don't know if I can do it. I mean, I would like to be a professor. It's definitely an option, but I'm keeping my options open. Another thing that I learned during my first year in PhD is that it's really, I guess this plays along the thread of the social game, but that tea is good. But it really is hard to find mentorship. And maybe it's because I didn't come in with an advisor. Usually, typically, people come in with advisors already. I didn't come in with one. Finding mentorship has been really difficult, and it's the end of year one and I still don't have an advisor. So we're gonna have to figure that out somehow. I don't know how we're gonna figure it out, but we'll do it together. Yeah, I know that people say like, oh, it's not about if they do the same work that you do. Like, people say that your advisor just has to be someone who supports you and, you know, is going to back you to other faculty members. They don't necessarily have to do the same type of research that you want to do. And so I'm like, yeah, cool, that's cool. But for me, I need that extra guidance on how to actually write scholarly work, like how to publish, how to do all of these things, because I didn't do a master's. Like, I don't have, beyond working in a lab, like I don't have any extensive research experience. So I really need that mentorship for someone to grab my hand and be like, okay, this is how you do XYZ. And that's just really hard for me to find, especially with someone that I am like comfortable with, because I have this thing where I get really uncomfortable sometimes sharing my ideas because I feel like they're not good enough. So I need someone who is gonna make me feel comfortable enough to where I can share my ideas with them without being judged. And I know that's like, obviously I'm gonna have to be judged if they're a mentor, but someone who I can trust their judgment and I can trust that they're giving me good judgment and not just for their own benefit. Because some professors in my, 5 years of college life, or actually 4 years of college life, including undergrad, I've just realized that some professors really do research, but they'll just use students for their own personal gains. And, people don't want to work with people like that. And honestly, it depends. Like, some students really like to just hop on professors' projects. I would like to hop on a professor's project, honestly. Like, I would like to help a professor out with a project so I can know what the process is like. But you just have to be careful, I guess. Or I've had difficulty finding mentorship for myself, but maybe it could be me just being difficult. But I think at this point, I know what I need. And I wasn't expecting my PhD to be as unstructured as it is. Yeah, and that's fine, it's cool. Oh my gosh, the people in my cohort are amazing. I met some amazing people. That's honestly the best part. The best part of the first year of my PhD has been meeting my cohort and getting to know people. I haven't made much advances in my personal research, but I guess the first year that really wasn't my priority because I was trying to figure out what I was actually going to do. But meeting people has been great. Great for me. I don't know if you guys follow me on TikTok, or I guess I talked about it on TikTok a little, but Instagram. If you do, then you'll know that I went through a breakup last year. 2019 was a huge year for me. I graduated undergrad, went through a breakup. I lived in like 3 different cities. I started living on my own for the first time. So yeah, it was just a really big year, and it was good for me to be in a place where I felt like I could just be myself. And I found that with these students. So if you're watching this, thanks guys. Yo, I swear I can't find anything. I've been using this one brush for everything, and I know that's not sanitary or whatever. Excuse me. sorry. I need to get a camera because my iPhone is just too unreliable to record on. It runs out of storage. It does all types of crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of a crazy year. Trying to think of what else I feel like I actually learned. I'm starting to realize that classes are different in that set. If you're in a seminar class, they're mostly all seminar. Let me get what I want to say together. The classes are mostly seminar style, which I was expecting, which I was excited about. And classes now are not even for like, I mean, they're for learning new things, but they're mostly for reading. Like, usually what you're doing is you're taking a class because you like the reading list, and then it gives you a chance to like deeply engage something, like a new idea, but it's not the same way, like traditional way of learning where you're learning something from the professor. That I found basically in my first year, I was just like, okay, I'm learning because I'm reading and I'm engaging in conversation, but it's not like I'm learning math or something. I have taken one statistics class where it was like traditional, like the professor knew a lot of stuff and told us a lot of stuff, but not a lot of lecture classes, a lot of seminars, and a lot of reading. But that's more or less unsurprising. I'm trying to think. What else did I learn? I learned that adulting is super hard. Like, really hard. I learned that dating as an adult is really hard. Man, like when you actually have responsibilities, you just don't have motivation to go out and meet people. It's really exhausting. I also learned that I am not like other 21-year-olds, and that was kind of a tough pill to swallow because it's like hanging out with people my age sometimes can get hard, unless I've known them for a long time. But meeting new people who are my age can be really frustrating for me sometimes. I don't know, it's just really, grad school is not what I expected it to be, and I thought that I was going to be in a much better place at the end of year one. Maybe not better, let me not say better, different place than I am. It's okay, you know, it's a process for everyone, and everyone has a different path. I still look ugly, but it's fine. I don't know, y'all. I just am not where I thought I was gonna be. But I am really excited about my TikTok paper this summer. So you just gotta roll with the punches and see what happens. Something else I learned during my first year of my PhD program is that I am really bad. I don't know why, but I can't read anymore. Like, I cannot focus on one thing. It's impossible. Like, if I sit down and try to do a reading, I cannot read for more than an hour at a time. And it's just been really stressful because that's literally my job. Like, I get paid to read, and I feel like I'm failing, but I think I'm still figuring out how to do this. Like, I found it really hard to have a set routine in the first day because I was still learning and getting my footing. I was like, oh snap, I need to go here. Oh, there's this happy hour, I have to do this reading, But I just need to get my freaking routine down. So maybe it's a blessing that I woke up on accident. Maybe it is, because maybe this can be a cycle, you know? Like, maybe we can actually go to sleep and wake up early and do things. Sometimes I like the way I look in makeup, and sometimes I don't. Like, I could see myself doing this every day, but when I go to school, who am I trying to look cute for? No one ever sees me. I go to my office, I go to class, I go back to my office, I go home. Like, that's literally it. But yeah, if you learned anything during your first year of college, let me know. Or PhD if you're in grad school. Or if you have any more questions, let me know. I don't know if I'm gonna leave I guess I'll take my hair down today because I washed it, so. That's probably all I'm gonna do. I don't even know what else I could do. I look white. Maybe it's the ring light. The ring light is scaring me. You know what? Whatever, this is good enough for TikTok. TikTok can take me as I am. So yeah, look out for, well, I'm not at 50K yet. It'll probably be like another month or so before I'm at 50K, but look out for that video coming up soon. And yeah, I just wanted to make a video because I was up early, and I think it's good for me to regurgitate some of the things that I did learn during my first year of my PhD, healthy for my brain. So yeah, if I come up with anything else that I've learned, I'll let you know. But those are the things that were most surprising to me. Alrighty, see y'all on TikTok or Instagram or my next video, whatever you want.